I didn't mean to stream again. Well, here we are. It wasn't exactly on purpose, but I learned something that might be good or might be terrible. I'm not exactly sure. So let's get started. First, we need some wallpaper, obviously. Still have yet to figure out exactly how I want to handle this. This morning I had this temptation, like I should just write this all in C, like we did for Visual C++. But it would be a real pain in the butt to, I mean, there's libraries. We could use libcurl, and we could use something to parse the JSON. I liked the picture we had earlier. It was pretty good. Finished streaming, ate some food, went for a walk. It's quite lovely here. But then I learned about this thing that I didn't know you could do. It makes sense that you can do it, and but I didn't know the pieces would work together. So what I was initially trying to figure out was, you know, we want to be able to take we want to be able to do our weird heat video effects, like the pixelation effect or the swirl effect or the feeding effect, whatever. We want to be able to do that, and ideally do it all in the browser, and then get that video into OBS. And so the thing I was looking for initially was like, well, how can we like get OBS to give us webcam permissions and stuff like that? And I wasn't seeing it. I think there's maybe a way that you could have figured it out, but then I learned about some new things that I didn't know about. Is this the one of them? Stream's gonna be weird probably because we're gonna probably continually break the video, but we'll just see how it goes. So here.js. Anyway, so the thing is that you can do, and I didn't know you could do this, but now it kind of makes sense that you can do this, is you can take queue system for two-way communication with visual signaling. I don't know what that means. Oh, just like literally to queue. This is not a good example. I feel like I could do better than this. Anyway, so the thing is, so we know how to open up video in the browser. It's a pain. Like, it's not a very good API. It's pretty annoying and has lots of steps and permissions and whatever. But we can get our webcam in the browser, right? Right. And we know that we can get a browser source in OBS. So my question was like, okay, can I just get my webcam in there? Can we do it? Or do we have to capture externally or whatever? And it seems that the solution is, and it's a kind of an annoying solution, but it works. And I know an example that we can look at. You open the webcam in a browser, you do whatever you want to it on a canvas, which we've done that before. And then you use WebRTC to stream that data peer-to-peer from your web browser into OBS. And that's the purpose of this thing, this obs.ninja. I only plan to do this on the same computer, so I don't know. So there's some annoying things about it. I should say that to begin with. There's some definitely obnoxious things, but we can do this thing where we can pick a video source. It's probably not going to work, right? Because that camera's in use. So we can do this. Okay, we'll just pretend that that's good enough. So say this was a video source. I guess we can do this, start virtual camera. So now this is the video coming from OBS. This would be a weird way to do it. I don't think this is the way to do it. This would be weird feedback. So we do this and we do start. And now we have, we know how to do this. It's just a webcam in a web page. No big deal. But with the power of WebRTC and the annoying part, which is a server to kind of broker the connections, you can send that to another place. And this should hopefully snap into higher resolution at some point. Maybe? There it goes. Okay. So then now this is that video. Oh, whoa. Well, because we're doing like OBS, feeding back into OBS, and not ideal. It's not ideal. But the point is then we could put this URL back into OBS. That would be a nightmare, and we'd create some sort of nightmare loop. So actually, let's like do it a little bit more properly. So let's say we're going to add our camera to OBS. We want this camera. And this is kind of cool for like point-to-point things. You do it instead of NDI, I guess, because you can just do it in a web browser. You don't need special NDI stuff. There's probably some kind of WebRTC to NDI bridge. So let me go disable my webcam over here, which is probably going to break my exposure like it always does. Smooth and cool. Smooth and cool. Yes, and of course it broke my exposure. Why? Who gave you permission to ever touch my gain? Never touch my gain. Ever. Don't ever touch my gain. Hands off my gain. I hate it. I hate it. That, like, why is that allowed? Why are these... Why is this allowed to happen? Did we just copy cam params in here? We did. We also have this other executable for some reason. Put the wallpaper executable in there too, I guess. Device 0 gain 64. Okay. Just don't touch my gain. I don't understand why these things flip on auto gain. Anyway, so now I have this. This is me over here, right? In a web browser. Presumably being drawn to a canvas or whatever, I don't exactly know. And then we're going to take this, and we're going to stick it in OBS as a browser source. Okay, wait, now I'm facing, wait. Which way do I normally face? So the quality takes a minute. Okay, there it goes. And it seems like there's a little something going on with quality. I'm not exactly sure. We do have, there are some quality settings, it seems. So this is not like the ideal thing, but the thing we can now do is just do stuff. We can just do stuff in, yeah, everything's set to manual. Why would you touch my gain? Why would you touch my gain? Don't ever touch it. Okay. We can now do like whatever, you know, zoom a background, fade, blur the background, or digital green screen. It's not a very convincing digital green screen, or virtual background, or whatever. And this stuff is all just done in a web browser. And so what we can do, even though this is kind of annoying and it's definitely not the ideal, I don't understand why the bitrate is so low when I'm just going from one, it's like essentially it's all local. There's not really any reason for it to be so low quality. I guess I maybe could have redone this and set it to max. Let's try again. Oh no, I've frozen my face. Life is yours. You don't have a well, that's what's confusing about it, a bit confusing, is that it is local. It's peer-to-peer. So WebRTC is always peer-to-peer, I think. You have to, it messed with my gain again. Why? Why would it do it? Also, how are you, Life is Yours? Why does it touch my gain? I don't want anything to ever change my gain. Why? 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 Okay, let's try this and see if that's a little bit better. So now we have this. So yes, even though we have this browser source, the purpose of this is just, WebRTC is not designed very well. Or it's like, there's some major oversights in it, which are pretty silly. Or feel pretty silly, that make it feel not very useful. Plain text link replacement, what do you mean? So let's do this, and let's do this, and let's do this. Well, we got audio this time. I didn't mean to. Wow, but there's almost no latency. There's a little bit. There's enough for it to sound weird. It sounds like a nice chorus of fact. Harmony with myself. Hello, binary. So you want to parse whatever? Okay, we gotta turn off this audio first before I lose my mind. How do we not? How do we not? Can we not? Okay, I muted the microphone. Okay, hopefully I'm still actually... Okay, yes, the microphone. It's weird that 2 applications can have the microphone, but only 1 application can have... Hello, that's both places. Yeah. Links clickable, display images. So you are lexing, you're parsing and lexing text, looking for HTML. Surely there's a million libraries that do that already. Right? Like any number of markdown processing libraries probably already do that. Maybe not regular links. Maybe they have to be markdowny links. Okay, anyway, so the point is, right now, it's still not quite as high quality as I would expect. Wonder why that is. And actually, binary, this thing might be interesting to you because you can do this from Node as well. This is a thing I wanted to do forever from Node, but not know how. Like you could generate video and then WebRTC it out to a specific endpoint and then broadcast from there. It still might be like a lot of data though. So whatever, we can do stuff. The gain changed again. I don't know why it always changes the gain. I don't know. It's this stupid trash webcam, this terrible Logitech that seems to be the only webcam on earth. Is it Windows? Is it the stupid driver? Like, why is anything ever allowed to touch my gain? Ever. Is it Chrome? Maybe it's just Chrome. Maybe Chrome or Chromium under the hood and Edge here is just allowed to do stuff. Rajak, oh, you're making your own life miserable. Yeah, so so the idea, here's what the idea is going to be. We're going to have our heat video experiences. It's just like whatever. Oh no, I've frozen myself. Now we've done it. The thing, we just want to do the thing where we do like pixel video true. And we get video here and we just do this. Why doesn't it work? Hello, it's me. I guess the quality is about the same doing it this way. Well, I only need OBS because I want to do this. This is for our hot tub stream project. This is so that they can set everything up in a browser, and then the browser will at WebRTC to OBS, and I don't have to write it like a custom OBS plugin, or they can, whatever, vMix or whatever they are, whatever they're going to use. I'm so upset about the gain. Yeah, the streaming from the cloud, I still am interested in that for sure. I mean, could you do that and do it, like say you wanted to do something really simple, like an 80s terminal interface or something. Do you think you could stream at such a low bit rate that your data wouldn't matter? Like 1 kilobit per second or whatever? Like you think that you could stream to Twitch at a bit rate that low? You know, like 1 frame per second or something, just a super slow. Did I freeze? What happened? Did the stream freeze? It looks like I'm... Kyle! I didn't really mean to stream, but here we are. For some reason, my stream is frozen. I don't care about latency so much as if, like, if I'm paying for egress. Yeah, it would just be like, if I want, say I wanted Scott made this to stream 24/7, and but just would stream like some weird terminal interface during the day or something when I wasn't streaming. For some reason, is the stream frozen? Okay, I have to refresh. I'm gonna lose chat for a second. Okay, it seems okay. Oh, but they buffered chat. Thanks, Twitch. I don't think Twitch used to do that. Okay, yes, so I can be censored now. But we could easily reverse this to be uncensorable. And we also know about right clicks. We'll know about right clicks in the new version. It's so easy to do the double click full screen thing with Heat. That's the worst part about Heat. There's a lot of things that I don't like about Heat, but I feel like I can't get rid of that or Axia is going to be mad at me. Because people want to double click to go full screen, which I don't like. I don't ever want to accidentally double click. Okay. Anyway, so I think we can figure this out. You know, hopefully it won't be too big of a pain. It's gonna suck a little bit though, because the thing that is missing... How do I get my giant face out of here? Oh, that's a good question. Does AWS charge? I don't know, but I also never want to use AWS ever again for the rest of my life. Wait, now I'm confused. What? Oh, that's just this whole screen. Okay. I'm stretchy. I'm a very tall person. Yes, life is yours. That's the goal. And then we charge money on the, you know, we charge millions for the hot tub streams. Everybody pays money to buy clicks, and I get rich. That's a longer term goal though, because adding monetization is going to be really annoying. So, do we lose the... Interesting. Okay, so... you could. People definitely have that already. Like that's what that OBS Ninja site, that's kind of what it's for. If you just wanted to use it for the thing, you would just use this service basically does that. If you just want to use it for, I want to add a remote source, which is cool. I'm into that. I think that's cool. So this site will do that. But the thing here's the thing that's bad about this whole setup. The thing that's bad about the whole setup is that you are responsible for establishing that peer-to-peer connection. Which, it kind of makes sense, but you would think they would like make it easy or make it standard or something, or I don't know. But basically it's like, hey, you can have these two peers and they can stream stuff back and forth all day and they're going to have a great time, but it's your job to make sure that they can talk, which is kind of a bummer. So there's different ways to do that. And like these, I assume these people just have their own, they're running their own web service. People seem to use Socket.io. Yes, I have used NDI and I like NDI, but that wouldn't work for what I need to do. Wait, there is a web NDI? I didn't know that. Is that real? Is it real or is it just not real? Because that could be great. WebNDI, iPad HTML browser. Well, for the iPad? So it's only on iPad. That's weird. But it's a browser. It's not a real... I mean, it's smart, so you can show your whatever, incorporate your iPad into your PowerPoint. That's kind of weird. Yeah, I mean, we could build something like this. We could build like some little NDI repeater or something, but I don't want the broadcasters to have to do anything. Like, this is already going to be sort of annoying because you will have to go to Heat, get your video set up where it's like, okay, it's all working, and then you have to then it will give you a link to put in, and you have to have WebSockets for that, or Socket.io or something. You have to have some other transport that is like not peer-to-peer to first broker the connection. Yeah, I mean, maybe you could write like a Chrome plugin. Maybe there's like a Chrome NDI or something. It'd be actually kind of cool if you could Chromecast into OBS. You know, like this thing, wherever it is. Cast media to device. If you could like Chromecast and dial services. That'd be kind of... Well, Chrome Desktop Sharing uses WebRTC. You can do that even with this. Like, I could do a screen share right now just here with like select a screen to share. I could select this screen and share it, and it will be weird because now I have this screen, and now this, I could put this into OBS and it would be, you know, a video feed of that. That's what Chrome uses, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's all the same. I mean, of course, this is Chrome under the hood. But it's WebRTC, and that's why it's good, I believe, because it is peer-to-peer then. Okay, so anyway, the pieces all make sense to me, except for how we want to handle that stupid step of brokering the connections. So we have to run some kind of web service, or we have to use an existing web service, are basically our options. Why is there's a repo here called examples, and there's nothing, there's no examples. Is there a branch? No. Weird. My aspect ratio, I've got some problems. It's not quite right. Is that better? Wait. That's pretty close. So, anyway, I was looking around at this a little bit, and this is this whatever company, organization, whatever you want to call it, does offer a cloud solution. So for negotiating, so this just does some of the work for you. This Peer.js will do some of the work for you of establishing, helping you establish those connections. It's still annoying, but I think we can do it, and we'll just use their cloud service because we don't really care. I mean, then we could run our own instance of their thing, or maybe eventually, if we really like this, we write a Cloudflare worker. So I just want to try this, you know? I just want to see if we can get this working. I don't want to stream for too long, but this will be like peer. I don't know. So that's true. You could, although then you'd be peer-to-peer streaming that one. You'd have very good latency, but you'd burn up your bandwidth pretty quickly. I mean, unless you can, I think there is support for like some kind of multicasting something. I don't know. I'm definitely not an expert on WebRTC. I've used it a little bit just for like incorporating video into things. But as far as how the broadcasting works with multiple people, I mean, I assume that's part of it for when you have these. You can definitely have multiple peers for sure, but I don't know what that means from a bandwidth perspective. So I think we're gonna just start cutting and pasting and just see if we can get a connection. So to have a media call, so let's just start a data connection first. So we have to have the other peer's ID. This is not a very complete example. Like they should show, this is to call another peer's ID. So if you have two IDs, are you telling me that I just know? Like, how do I get the ID? Not very clear. Like if I just have two instances of this. My peer ID, okay, this is what we want. So I think all we need to do because we actually need two files, right? We need, one is let's call them client and server because I don't know what else to call them. Because then you have to tell the client, I guess you just pass it in the URL. So I have a client and a server. The real goal today is I want to make myself bounce around. I want my head to bounce around on the screen like a DVD screensaver. That is what I want to accomplish tonight. Yeah, so we get this ID. So presumably if I have this ID in one place, then I can tell the client side and a thing will happen. The client will connect to the server. And that's supposedly all it takes. And this peer.js is, supposed to help you with the annoying pieces. So like a video call. So you must be answered, unlike data connections when receiving. So call a peer, providing our media stream. So what we actually need to do is have a, I guess we'll just stick it in the location hash. Like if we have this, we'll just do this. I don't actually remember what it is. Is that it? Is it window location hash? Oh no, my head. I lost my head. What are we gonna do about that when my head is a web browser? This is a flaw in my plan. I guess we'll just do this. Hi, it's me. I'm a web browser. Okay, so we don't care about any of that. We just want to. There's a dumb problem. Okay, so we get the hash. It dumbly has the so this is like let peer people window location hash substring. I always get this wrong. Substring starts at this one. What did I do wrong? That's right. So that's the server. Okay, so we have the server. I'm a Chrome. Hello, it's me, Chrome. Okay, so we have the server's hash. That's good. So now we can just connect somehow, right? So video and audio calls, I don't know how to do this. So we have to have a media stream already. But I think the homepage had an example, even though it's not there. So the call, I don't care. I just want to send a video stream. I don't want to. I want them to call me. So I need to answer. I'm a little confused about this. Because I want to say when I get a call, which would be on the server side. So when somebody calls me, what do I want to do? I don't actually want show remote stream. Do I have to answer it with the AV stream? Can I just answer it naked? Let me pass these. Done with this. Don't ever do this. I don't ever want to see the word function in JavaScript, ever. Because it breaks my this dots. It just should never be used, basically. Basically never. So yeah, this is going to be their stream data. No, I did this backwards. Wait. I think I've done this backwards. I actually wanted the exact opposite of this, which is I want to give them my stream. But I want to have already had that. So when they, okay, I'm on the server, which is weird, but they're calling me because they have my ID. So maybe server was a bad name. Okay, so actually what we want to do, I have to get rid of these functions. I just know that I'll end up in a situation where something's broken for no reason, and it's going to be because of a this dot not working. And I guess I can do this testing without having to worry about the camera, right? Because it's gonna, so I can answer the call with the stream. I don't care. They're not gonna stream to me. I'm just gonna stream to them. Something like that. You're the server. I'm a server and I'm a client. Okay, now the client is going to call the server. But I'm getting a different number every time, huh? That's kind of annoying. I guess I can just make it. I think I can make an ID and we'll just make my life a little easier for a minute. I thought there was a way to make your own ID. Didn't we just see this somewhere? Oh yeah, new peer ID. So this will be like P8 server. We don't care what the client ID is. P8 server. Okay. And then the client is gonna connect to, after this opens, we're gonna do a client. What are we gonna do? We gotta call. the caller, we're going to call the client. This is going to be great. You'll see. Once we're open and I know my peer ID, we're going to do all this nonsense, right? And we're going to call, and we're going to have video, we're going to have audio. It's going to be amazing. And we don't care. We don't get remote data from them. I'm sorry, we're only wait, gosh, I've done this wrong again, haven't I? Okay. We're the ones that are going to call. We're the ones that are going to call. And then we're going to say call on stream. The naming is driving me insane because it's sort of the client's calling the server. Just got to get that in my mind. Okay, so, and then we'll get the stream, and that's from the server. Stream. Okay, and in this case, we know the server because it's heat server. Right? We know that we feel good. We feel good about this, everybody? I think we do. We're ignoring the Windows location hash for a second. Okay, here we are. Here we are. Stream is not defined. Yeah, because we don't want that. Can't. That's weird. Can you not call? Can you have a data connection going one way and? Oh, I see. It's just connect. So can I? I want a one-way call. Maybe I can't do that. It seems like a thing I should be able to do though, right? Or does call just imply? So you had to pass a stream to call. What if I want a one-way call? Then do I just do, like, can I get a stream? There's an on call. Do I only get stream if it's a call? Data connection. Yes, once you have established it, unless maybe you have some really weird networking scenario, once you've established it, it should be totally peer-to-peer. Should be. Yeah, there's definitely comments about that, but it seems like only if it's a symmetric NAT. But I think that's still just for the establishing it. I don't think so, because I don't think none of the calls, none of that stuff actually goes. Once you know who the peer is, you don't communicate with the server. Like the server in this case doesn't, like, there's no video forwarding to the server or anything, as best I understand. So can I not stream? So I will say this, this. So wraps peer.call. This is weird. How can I do this? Because this implies that you have to call that the caller has to have the stream. There's definitely other libraries for this, I will say. So maybe this is just the wrong library. I only picked this one because they offered that cloud solution where we wouldn't have to make our own. Because we can answer. I mean, this definitely seems like you want to make the. I guess you could send data that says, "Hey, I'm me," and then you have to call me. I guess that's probably the way you have to do it. Which is a little weird, but. So what I think you have to do, just browsing this documentation very quickly, is we'd have to establish a data connection first. And then once I knew about the server, I would say to the server, hey, give me a call. And then the server's going to call, because it seems like, at least with this setup, the caller has to, it's the job of the caller to send the media stream. Which kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense. So we're not going to do this instead. We're going to say once we're connected, we're going to just try to talk to the server. So we don't want to call to the server. We just kind of want to send some data, right? Okay, yeah, so we've connected to the server. So we need to make a connection. We'll choose heat server for now. Oops. And then this is the thing we have to say con.send. I'm going to send my ID. And then the server will call me. It's going to be a little weird, but I think it's going to be okay. Okay. Right? Right? We should wait till the connection's open, right? Okay. So we're going to do this, and then we're going to say we want a connection, and then we're going to say when that connection opens, the first thing we want to do is say, say, hey, it's me. Right? And then on the receive, when we get a connection, we won't do this. We want to say peer on open, peer on connection means we got a connection. And now we have to say con when data comes in. Just rewrite their JavaScript, because I don't like it. This song and dance is annoying, because, you know, I'm on the same computer. It's a dumb song and dance, but whatever. So we'll have a server, and we'll do this. And we received our client ID, so then we could call the client. So now we need to be able to call. We want to answer. So the client is just going to answer. Oops. That's not where that goes. So we have this separate connection. I guess we don't want to add event listeners to the call until we know. Maybe it doesn't matter. We probably don't want to connect to the server, but this seems safe. So we do this, then we'll answer it, and then we'll have a media stream. But then the event listener for the media stream will just look like this. But we don't want to. We don't want to answer with media stream. We just want to answer. Stream. Right? Like that's going to be that's our stream. That'll be the data that we're getting. It's kind of a pain in the butt, honestly. All this is a pain in the butt, but maybe it's worth it to make the video stuff work. Maybe it's not worth it. I don't know. So we'll just answer and then we'll do the thing. And then so that's on call. Call that answer. When there's a call, we want to answer it and then we just start streaming. Conversely, once we get this data and we know the data, or to say that's the only data we're going to receive, we will call I probably don't want to do this in here. I probably want you to actually set up the video first, but let's just do it in here for now. Look at this mess. Sorry about this. These dumb prefixes. Okay. What a mess. Does Gecko still exist? I don't think it still exists anymore. Or is that still what Firefox is under the hood? Okay. We're going to call. And we don't listen to a stream. We're just going to call them. And the ID we want to use is the client ID. And stream is our stream. And let's just say we don't want to do audio. I mean, maybe that should be an option. This is annoying. Ugh. Okay, well, let's get it working and then I can decide how much I hate it. Okay, so we have this. We have this. Now you're going to ask me to do this. Now we're going to go over here and we got stream. I kind of would have expected that to continually happen. But okay. Like I thought that would be an event that we would get continuously. But we don't. Okay, my understanding now, though, is that we can make a canvas and just draw to it, right? Does that sound like a thing we can do? Sounds like it's me. Actually, a lot of things we could do with this. Because we could stream anything. We could just like stream whatever, WebGL stuff, whatever. I guess in that case, you would just do it as a browser source, but we could like control it and stream it in without it having to be full screen. I don't know. Or be on a different computer. Like, this is definitely not as good as you want it to be, because what you want it to be is it just works and multiple applications can access a webcam and so on and on. All these things that should just work but don't. Okay. So we'll get a video canvas. And then I don't know how this works. What do we do once we have this? What? Show stream in some video canvas element. Okay. We've definitely done that before. I just don't, I mean, oops. I just don't remember how. Sure. Take a snapshot. But I want to do it continuously. I just can't remember how you give media devices, handle success, window.stream, video.sourceObject equals stream. What? Who's the source object? So they have a straight up video, so they're showing the video, but then when you take a snapshot, so they're only doing it snapshotty. Maybe we can get one frame at least to start with. So we have the canvas. And we do some stuff. Where do we actually draw to the canvas? When we click, we just draw image. Oh, do we have to have an invisible video? We can't just go stream straight to canvas? Yeah, that's not true. I think you can. That's good. Do we really have to? I mean, these are all implying that we have to have a local video source, but I don't know that I think that's true. I thought you could get the stream. Maybe you can't. But to go the other way around, we will want to do, which is the thing that will actually be cool. Capture stream. That gets you a media stream. Yeah. But if we want to draw, like, what are we doing? So we'll get a stream. Seems like people are. So maybe you have to have a video element. So once we get this stream, it's video source. Yeah, video source object. So I guess we have to have this intermediate step. Maybe that's fine. Maybe. It's me, oh my gosh. Who would have believed it? And then Then what? Why did that just move? Why is it getting bigger? Why did... Oh, I wonder, that's what's... Okay, interesting. I think that's actually what happens as it negotiates. That's funny. This ID, this is just temporary. I'm going to use a hash. It'll generate them for you. I just don't want to have to, I don't want to have to cut and paste it every time. Yes, you could take it over. I will use their, I just don't want to have to cut and paste a hash every single time I refresh the page. But it's true. You could do something terrible if you wanted to. So, but I'm already connected. I wonder what would happen. So it's actually not that it gets higher quality. It's that the resolution increases as it stabilizes, I guess. I always want to watch Buck Bunny. You kidding me? Only on mute though, and never the full thing. Only like the first 14 seconds. So the thing we then have to do is then we need a render loop. It's kind of lame. So we have to have a render loop that's gonna like do the thing, like yeah, preferably 12 frames per second. Yes. So we need like a request animation frame or whatever. I always forget the syntax. Request animation frame. That's the syntax. And I think this comes with a, yeah. And then we just have to call the same thing every time, right? At the end of the animation frame. So at every single frame, we need to draw the contents of, we need to draw this to, you know, we need to draw A to B, basically. I wish we gotta do this. This is like video canvas.get context 2D or something. Canvas.get context. What is it? How do you get the context? Yes, it is. Video canvas.get context 2D. That'll be our video context, and then we will draw every frame video 0 to, is it the video canvas.width? Do you have a width? It's the client width, not the actual width. Is it the video context? Who knows the real width? Because that's got to be the actual, we want this to be the size of the canvas, and we want the canvas to be the size of the video. I guess it's just the client width. I don't know. We'll try it. Video canvas client width. That may not be right. But we'll figure it out. It's not that important. At this juncture, video canvas client height. So this is just us trying to draw the video to the canvas. And this is where we will have the opportunity to do weird stuff. Or not even, you know, we can kind of do whatever we want if this works. I mean, maybe this would be the best Buck Bunny viewing experience we ever had. Not animation, it's animate. What am I doing? Typing is hard. Okay. Jeez. Okay, so we have the real video. So, you know, in real life, you don't even want to see the video. We don't want to do any of this stuff. I'm still like a little confused. You know, I'm still a little bit. But we could just stick this in OBS and we would have the thing, right? So do we also want heat on this side? We want heat on this side, and we're going to use this video feed with that video source to do the stuff that we already know how to do. Yeah. How do we want to do this? I'm trying to think in terms of minimal effort for this silly demo I want to do. So we want, like, you know, the stuff. Do I really want to, not body, padding. So this is just going to have, we're going to have this one goofball. Now we want, we don't even want to see the video. Well, this will be heat demo, but not yet. To start with, it'll be something sillier for sure. Now I don't know the actual aspect ratio of my head now because I think it's stretched up here but not here. I'm confused. Let's just always assume it's going to be 16:9. And then it should get sharper. 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 Okay. So how do we want to do this? We have a number of options. We could get we could get, I mean, now I have a heat library, so it's really easy to drop heat into this. I'm just trying to think of what I want to do to it. Because I think the first thing I want to do is not... Okay, I think I know what I want to do. I just got to think about for a second how I want to do it. Do I want to use Pixie, or do I want to just try to do it in raw canvas? I already feel certain that if I try to do it in raw canvas, it's going to be annoying. Or we could do something really dumb. I gotta remember how to do this. Oh, that's actually kind of a funny idea. How could we do this but maintain our aspect ratio? Border radius would be an extremely silly way to do this. Does that work? Not quite, because it's not displayed as a... We'd have to compensate for our aspect ratio. Do I care enough to do that? Maybe I do. A simple way would be to just do this and say the canvas is... Okay, the thing I'm going to do is very silly, but I think it's the shortest path to get what we want. So this is going to be... I'm going to be squished, and that's fine. So we have to... we have to do some math here and decide some things. Also, I guess that's all transparent. Yeah, it should be. Okay, that's good. That would be a little more annoying with canvas. I think this is going to be... This is very silly. Very silly indeed. So we will then say... how do you know, like, the video source width, or... How do you know the dimensions? Okay, we ask for it. Do we ask for it? We ask for it over here, presumably? How do you know? The media stream API? How do I get the width? I just want to know numbers. Media track settings. Wait, was that it? Oh. Some user agents, subclasses, interface, more precise information, functionality. Canvas capture media stream track. Like, how can I know? This looks annoying. Wait, didn't we have an example? Didn't this example do like... Okay, so we know this. So our aspect ratio is the video.video width. Is that real? Is that real? So that would be, you know... I'm not sure I believe this is real. Oops. Nan. Lots of nans there. Cool. Yeah, maybe that came from somewhere else. Or is that asking? I mean, that kind of looks like... Oh boy. Yeah, but media stream dimensions. It's so round. I'm very squished. There's got to be a way to know this, right? Hey. Really? But doesn't this change? Like on media track or something, like, or is that I just have to look at this every time? So there's a get video tracks and get audio tracks. Oh boy. Okay, so it's like this. This is what we need. But we actually want it from the, like, we even need one more level of abstraction, right? Because this is really our, like, video.source object. Like that. That's gross. That looks gross. Yeah, and it was definitely, it was changing, because when it comes in, it's like, it like starts low res and then gradually gets higher. Oh, do I have to like wait until if videos source object? That totally, yeah, it totally breaks everything. Of course it does. Like, just don't do anything until we know what's up. Now we get nans, and then we eventually get a number. Okay. So, great. And then we know the canvas width. So we want the full... Okay, the client width and client height. And now we want to say what? We want to offset we want this to be the canvas height. Is that true? Well, we want this to be canvas height divided by aspect. Might be wrong. Probably wrong. Let's see what happens. Is my console logging breaking everything? It's cool that logging will just eventually break your web browser. That would be the aspect. Oh, right, because my width is weird. I gotta think about this math for a second. This is kind of weird. Because we essentially want to say, draw at this is really annoying. Where is that? Where am I logging aspect? I'm not even logging aspect anymore, so why? I have to do both. It's not just an offset. It's an offset, and we have to like deliberately draw it wider than it really wants to be. I don't understand what is still logging. Index line 53 is not a thing, but I can't fully refresh this web page. I want you to actually refresh. Did you do it? Did you really refresh? Okay, that's obviously very wrong. So we need this to be like because draw image is the actual right? Let's see. Not you, canvas draw image. So by default, it would be the destination width and destination height. And so what's going to be weird is it will be, we want to draw it we could actually like write this out and figure out the math, or I could just guess a few times and hopefully get it in a couple guesses. Okay, we got it in a couple guesses. Now we need half of that. To be our offset? No. It's gonna be negative like what the real width minus the scale width. Or the scaled width minus canvas width divided by -2. I don't think I did that right. Let's see. It's a good try. A valiant effort. Oh, is that not an offset? That is a actual coordinate destination given at which to place the top left corner of the source. And then is this well, that's weird. That's not really what I would have expected. So you're telling me that if I do like 50 pixels here or whatever, that scales? Like we have to account for that? Or did I screw something up worse? Okay, I thought we had it. I was wrong? I was apparently wrong. Why is this not undoing all lines? Why is undo only undoing partial? That's weird. What are you doing, Vim? I kind of thought we had it. Okay, we appear to have it. So this was scaled width equals, maybe I said divide when I meant to say plus. Canvas width times aspect, or when I meant to say multiply. Okay, so scaled width. Good. Now we want let offset. Ugh. Scaled offset equals scaled width minus canvas width divided by -2. Maybe. Oh, we did it. Wow. Okay. That wasn't too bad. All I just wanted my head in a circle. Is that a crime? So the thing is now, I think I can just stick this client, for example, as an divided by -2. So I have video that's shaped like this, and I have a window that's shaped like this. So I have to offset it in a negative way by a certain amount so that I'm centered. Like there's a full rectangle. If I don't have that offset, then I would look like this, you know, I'd be off to the side. So I need to figure out what sort of the difference between my scaled amount and what I can actually draw. And then I want only half of that difference because there'd be a margin on both sides. And then I want it to be negative because that's my offset. I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same. There's lots of ways you could have phrased this. I could have said negative. I could have put a negative sign here. It could be times 0.5, whatever. It's just, I wanted to do an equation. And I wanted the result. I could put all this in parentheses and then put negative after it. I could not put the negative here, and I could put it down here. Like there's any number of ways to do it. Okay. Anyway. We do this. Which one is faster? It's all floating point. So I don't know. Who knows what the compiler would decide. Okay, also you don't know what the interpreter when it actually gets processed and run, like who knows what it's going to decide to do. V8 could decide to do whatever it wants to with this. I don't know if V8's as smart as a compiler in terms of optimizing things. I don't know. Maybe it's not. If we're talking like actual machine code, a multiply is probably faster than a divide. But like, maybe? I don't know with floating point. It's probably basically equivalent. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know how you could know what this is running, actually. I guess you could like, I don't know. I don't know how you could see. V8 does a bunch of stuff, right? To be fast. So it could be optimizing in ways that we would never see. I don't know. I've never tried to see that. Well, you'd have to, yeah, you could do it and then run it 50 million times to try to see any variation. I'm sure you would almost see none. If you really wanted to know, you would have to see, you'd have to see the machine code. You'd have to see what operations were that the CPU is doing. And I don't know, like the cycles, floating point, divide versus multiply. Like, I don't know how, like on a, oh, here you go. Is there a non-micro optimization performance gain by coding this? This is our actual question. We're assuming this is, it's got to be floating point under the hood somewhere. We don't know. There's no types here. But okay, so this says if taking it at face value, a divide would take more cycles, but we just have no idea. We have no idea. Yeah, but you can't just do that one time. That's not how you. If you want to know if operations are fast, you'd have to run both of them like, you know, a billion times, because any one operation could be like, who knows what happens? Like you could, like the thread could get like whatever, halted, whatever the right term is. The thread might wait for something in between. Like you never know. Like my, so like mathematically and at the processor level, I'm almost certain that, yeah, that like division is slower, but like I also have there's so much garbage between me and the metal because of we're in a web browser writing JavaScript. So I don't know. I don't know the answer if what is actually running. I mean, you know, they're saying here in C++, like, whatever. But if you're compiling with optimizations, I would not be surprised if the compiler just looked at this and was like, do the, you know, whatever, change it to a multiply. You did, you win, you distracted me, it's true. I mean, honestly, it's probably better rule of thumb to just say multiply by 0.5. I like divide for legibility because it implies a ratio, and a ratio is what I want to read this as. But yes, if I really cared and really wanted to optimize, and I actually believe that it would matter in JavaScript, which I don't necessarily, then I would do a multiply. Okay, so what do we want to do? The actual ridiculous thing I want to do, which has nothing to do with anything. Okay, first we want to test if this actually works. So we want to add a browser source that is this and just see if it works. And it does. So that's pretty cool. So this me up in the corner, which one? This one, it's me right here. This up there, over here, is from I have a client here that's doing, the actual video is coming from this window, and it is getting WebRTC'd over to this browser source and getting drawn to a canvas. So that's actually a canvas. Yeah, well, you know. V8 does fancy things. I don't know. Let's see. V8 optimizations. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe we can see, like, how does V8? I'm sure there's documentation for this on, like, what Wait, look at this. On the other hand, division does not seem to be optimized. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I mean, so this person did the thing. They just ran the test however many times. I don't know. Okay, we can see the bytecode. Great. That's kind of cool. Is this real? Oh. Let's see. I want to know if there's a way that we can just view the bytecode of that. Maybe. How do we see it? D8. What is D8? D8. Oh, V8 developer, sure. Okay. This is too much distraction. I don't want to stream for very much longer. We're just going to get this thing working. I'm curious about that now. Okay, so we kind of got it working. We can, like, we know that we can go from point A to point B. It's still pretty annoying because we will have to, like, yeah, gosh, we need, like, the URL thing is annoying for sure. We'll have to think about how we can make that less annoying. Anyway, I just want to do the dumb thing that I wanted to do that Kyle was not impressed by at all, and just say, how do I want to do this? I'll do this with no libraries or anything, but, which is fine. Ball, velocity, X. How do we get a delta time? I think you can get... Do we have to do that ourselves? I thought you could get a delta time. Maybe we just have to calculate the last. Maybe I'm thinking of 3JS giving you the real delta time. Maybe one day. I am curious. I'm slightly curious about V8 bytecode a little bit. And it looks like we could do it in Node.js, but it's just not the time. Okay. So, yeah, I don't want to get fancy here. I thought we could just... Don't you get a timestamp every time? Would have thought there was a... So we get a now. So we have an elapsed. And then a last time. Yeah, so we'd have to do it ourselves. That's fine. Okay, so we have this. Whatever. And then we want to say... Okay, so we delta time, and then we just want to do some good graphics. And we want to say canvas dot style dot top. Equals, and I like canvas dot style dot left. Okay. Ball x plus equals ball velocity x times delta. This is all great in vanilla JavaScript. Ball y times the delta, and then the left is going to be equal to ball x and canvas.style.top. I don't know if this is right. Equals ball y. We got to bounce. It's the most important part. I want a bouncing DVD head. That's it. That's all I want. Kyle doesn't think it's a good idea. I think it's a great idea. Oh, I just had a weird idea. Okay, we'll verify this. Oops. What? Cortana, get out of here. Yeah, we can have me particles. Great. I mean, once if we get this working, we can do anything we want with video. We can take it into 3JS. We can do whatever. I appear not to be animating, right? Shouldn't this be 5 frames per second? Am I just moving so slowly that no one would ever know? Is this not right? I don't remember. Maybe it's not style. Oh, it's got to be position absolute, probably, right? That would be to set the CSS, but I don't think we have to do that. We just need to do this. My computer's got really laggy. Whoa, what happened? Great, your C++ fireworks script. Exactly what I need for the web browser. We can do it all in WebAssembly. So did I just animate away so fast that I was already off the screen? Oh yeah, sure, because we need to divide delta by those are milliseconds. Another divide. Life is yours. Another divide. That's why my computer's struggling, because I use the divide. I love how slow it is. I don't understand why it's so jerky though. Why is it so? Well, but I always like this for fractional. If I want to think about, I want to do this thing, you know, and move at a rate per second, which is normally how you'd think. You wouldn't think in terms of miles per millisecond or meters per millisecond. You could. Okay, goodbye. Bye. I think we can close this window now. I mean, I could have the whole canvas. Yeah, but then I have to draw canvas. And I have to do masking in Canvas. For this dumb application, I think this is actually faster. I mean, the fastest thing would probably be to do CSS transforms. I don't know why my computer's struggling so much. Yeah, you're saying do a CSS transform? That means I have to remember how to do that. My computer seems like it's about to die. Do I have other things open? I mean, we should still just be happily streaming from that server. Is that it? I just had to write it? I thought there was a better way to do it if you were doing it with... Okay, you have to set the transform like this. I'm not crazy about that. But yeah, transforms are hardware accelerated, right? And I don't think style is. Oops. So slow. What is this? Is crazy. I guess we're like encoding video and streaming to ourselves, but it feels like it's getting worse. And I don't really understand that. Why is it getting worse? Okay, so then this would be... This work. Why didn't that work? What did I do wrong? Oh, it is style. Oops. That's slow even before that. That's a little smoother at least. Maybe it's because I have this other browser source. Let me just close that one for now. Hi, it's me. So now we need to know... I mean, it's got to be Chrome just freaking out, right? All problems are always Chrome. I can't even open the task manager. Is the stream hitching? System in... Oh, is that 100% CPU usage? Yeah, we got a whole bunch of Microsoft Edge going. It's probably this guy. Yeah, I don't know why it takes so much to stream. Hello. I just refreshed it and it was fine. So I think it's just Chromium lows. Okay, now obviously we have to bounce. So what is that going to be? Client width? Window.client width? So like if ball y is greater than or equal to client width plus the ball width minus the ball width, then ball velocity x, or the way the ball x, ball, this is great, ball velocity x equals negative ball velocity x, and this is going to be very good. Ball y I can't remember the difference. There's like 7 different widths you can use. For some reason in my mind, client is the thing to use in this context, but I could be wrong, but it's easy enough to switch out. Okay, so that's gonna do bounces one direction, right? This is gonna be so worth it. Uh-oh, it didn't work. Why didn't it work? Maybe it's not supposed to be client width. I know we got to hide that overflow. Well, ideally we never overflow, but is this not right? Oh, it's undefined. Oh, maybe window doesn't have. Maybe you have to use. Yeah, okay. I think for elements I always use client width because I think one of them like factors in CSS and one doesn't. I can't remember, but I think you're right that I want inner width here. This window doesn't have client. Okay. And then we also have to say, is it gonna bounce? Oh my gosh. Now we need if ball x is less than or equal to 0, then ball velocity x equals ball velocity. It's just the negative of this. I guess we could try to do absolute value. This is probably fine, right? What do you, yeah, I mean, this is totally useful. I don't know what you're talking about. This is, what could be more useful than this? My main problem is that this isn't a power of 2. Obviously that should be a power of 2. So we can do whatever we want in a web browser. We can do Three.js stuff or raw canvas stuff or pixie stuff. We could like put my head on that on a 3D horse, whatever we want to do. And now the actual test is this, is if we take this and now we stick this in our browser overlay. Oh no, it didn't work. What happened? Refresh. We did it. What a triumph. We gotta get rid of this. Get out of here. Wait, for my numbers? I pick powers of 2 for everything always. Ah, now I can just like slowly bounce around. This is what I wanted. Ah. Well, okay, yes, but we would not want to do that this way. Doing it this way would be bad. If we were going to do that, we would do Pixie and we would do particles instead. So, yeah, I mean, basically Life is Yours, it's just a way that I can, I'm sorry, Binary C, I can do whatever video filters I want and get them into OBS from a web browser. It's not ideal. I would much prefer if I could just have the video in the OBS browser source. Like, this is kind of lame. This means that I have to have a browser open that is streaming this data. It's not ideal. Although presumably, I guess I could do that. I don't know, man. Maybe I could do this from Node. But again, this is supposed to be a thing for bikini girls to use, right? So if the bikini girls are going to use it, they just go to a web page. It generates a URL, like it'll have their own little key, you know, and then they'll put that in the browser source and it will just come from the web browser. Yeah, so you don't need any special plugin. You just have to do the browser thing. And so I think that will be good. And then we can do whatever. We can hook this into the censorship thing or the decensorship thing or any number of other weird effects, like basically anything. You kind of need a server to broker the, wait, can OBS do what? Yeah, sure, you can draw whatever you want. You can draw, although, you know, at a certain point, if you're just drawing whatever you want, you just use the OBS browser source, right? Like, now you could do it if you wanted to use it, like, you know, draw to it over the network or whatever. You could definitely use this as a networked video source for sure. But if you were just going to draw, why not just use the browser source? What do you mean, Life is Yours? The OBS browser won't just let you get user media. I mean, maybe there's a way you could do it with Chrome flags or something and trick it into letting you, but like OBS browser does not want to get user media. And we also had all those problems with heat and audio where the OBS browser didn't do them well. This should supposedly be better. So then we can just have a separate browser where everything's going, and then you just click a button, it will give you a URL to put in OBS as your browser layer, and then it should just work, hopefully. As far as needing a server, you kind of do. It doesn't have to be local, but you need, once it's up and running, it's peer-to-peer. So like this, if I understand correctly, this web browser is WebRTC streaming directly to the overlay. So it's all local. It's very fast. I would say that it was like low impact, but of course it's not, because it's Chrome, doing Chrome stuff. So my CPU usage is, could be worse. I don't know why it like spiked like crazy earlier, and I'm not sure why. It's because we're like video encoding over here, and then, you know, we're doing video processing on the browser side. So the dumb thing is, even though it's peer-to-peer, once we get the WebRTC connection, we can't do that locally without it being a real pain. There has to be some back and forth. And so I'm using a cloud service from Pure.js that does that for you, where it just does the peer-to-peer piece, and it seems fine. And my understanding is, as soon as you've made your connection, you're peer-to-peer. Like nothing actually goes through them. Yeah, so I could do audio also from this. I mean, there's lots of dumb little things we'd have to figure out before we try to let normal humans use this. But this is what I wanted to see if I could make it work, and I think it works. The downside to this, if you're just an average streamer, is the webcam permission problem, because on Windows, only one application can use a webcam at a time. And so right now the webcam belongs to the browser. And so you'd have to do kind of a dumb song and dance to deactivate your real webcam. Like if you were using a webcam in OBS, you'd have to be sure to deactivate it. So you could set deactivate when not showing. Like there's ways around it. It's just not great. Yeah, I'm sure people who do this stuff. I wish it wasn't the case. Do you think that would work if we did a filter? I guess that would work. If you add a filter like that to a canvas, does it do whatever to the canvas? Like to the contents of the canvas? I guess it would. This is how we're gonna do this from now on, by the way. Like I'm always just gonna slowly bounce around the screen. Maybe I'll make it when you click, you can leave snacks for me and I'll go pick up the snacks, or maybe clicks will speed up my velocity. And then if I'm going really fast and you click me, I'll explode into millions of particles. He's like slowly lurp towards where my cursor is. We could do that. We would have to run something locally. We could use that robot.js to get the position and then feed it over a WebSocket or something. I could be my own. It's true. I could be my own mouse cursor. Yeah, we could do that. It would take some setup just to be able to get like the system mouse coordinates into the web browser. But that's a thing we could figure out. Okay, so Live Visitors, you want to do some nightmare filter thing. then we think that would work. So it needs to be like video canvas dot style dot filter. Is that gonna work? It's cool that the calls. Uh-oh. It's kind of cool that this works. I can be the baby. It's true. It's a dream. I mean, of course the hot tubbers need this, but we don't want to do that until Heat. We got to launch Heat 2.0 first. We got to get past that hurdle. And then we need to start doing, I get it, but you know, I have actual work to do during the week, unfortunately. We've got to finish Heat 2.0, and then we've got to put bit support in so that we can make money from it. Because if we can't make money, why bother? Yeah, but you won't get any money. You won't get any money. So what's the point? I don't know. I don't know if people pay for that. I feel like bits bits would be more lucrative than me trying to charge streamers. I don't really want to run a service. Look! Oh, a total eclipse just happened. Incredible. I don't know. I'm not like maintaining products and services is not really what I'm about. But if we could just get this working and just have steady income from bits, then I would be into it. Okay, so what are we? You're telling me dot filter, and then I can just roll in this. This is gonna work. VIP life is yours. Is this gonna actually work? Why doesn't it work? I could make $100 US. Why is this broken? Is filter not the video style filter? I'm just not actually sure this works. Wait, it's hue rotate, not rotation? I got it. Okay, we gotta do the thing that auto refreshes. Shutdown when not visible. Uh-oh. Why didn't it refresh? I kind of want to be a little bit transparent. Is that right? Why? This doesn't seem like it actually does what I want it to do. Refresh browser when scene becomes active. But you want to force it. I want to like force a... Yeah, it's going to be a little bit ghostly. It is very fast. It's true. I don't know the order of operations with mod and divide. We did it. We did it, everybody. It's me, the ghost of Scott, flying over the mountains now. And I'm Lots of beautiful colors. This means we can do lots of filtery stuff that we couldn't do before, which is pretty cool. We can just do whatever weird shader stuff we want. No, the back end is just I just use that pure JS service. They have a self-hosted version, but I just use their cloud service. So it's this pure JS is all I did. Yeah, everything. It's the only parts that will be dynamic will be the host ID thing. So what I'm imagining is like you go to the Heat website and you figure out what you want and get it all configured, and then it will give you a URL. But then you'll have to keep that window open, and then you will just go cut and paste that URL in as a browser source. It's not ideal, but oh, it doesn't care. It just wraps automatically. Mod is very expensive, Life is George. I can't believe you're using mods all over the place, willy-nilly. I kind of don't want to be a rainbow circle, though. I kind of just want to be a ghost circle at the moment. You know, maybe sometime I want to be a rainbow circle. I wish the cache did what I wanted. Okay, now I'm back to normal, and I'm just hovering over the mountains. This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted to make today. Didn't even take 2 hours. I could just watch this all day. I'm headed right for the corner. I'm headed right. Oh no, we're gonna miss it. It was a close one. That was a close one. I mean, you could. So the way I did it, and I think I had to do it this way, is that the client, it's a little silly. Seemingly, I don't know if this is an actual restriction of the way the media streams work, or if this is just the way their library works, is that if you are the caller provides the media stream, and the client just listens to it. But the caller is also the place that you'd have the video feed, and where you would know the ID and stuff. So the video source has to be the caller. So the way I set it up is that when the client comes online, the first thing it does is connect to the server and sends its ID back, and then the server turns around and says, great, let me send you some video. So for us to, you would just have to run local things and then give me the URLs basically, but I don't want to build that part tonight. Like the URL generation, that stuff. It's not that hard. I just feel like I'm done streaming because I already streamed for whatever, 4 hours earlier. Okay, but binary, the real thing is, can we have your dog in this? Can I have your dog in a bubble? Because that's the actual important thing here. And also, to be clear, for like general purpose, doing this stuff, general purpose, that OBS.ninja I feel like does what most people would want. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, because you have your dog camera set up, right? Is your dog camera all set up? Oh, the overhead one, is it? Because you could just go to obs.ninja and do an OBS, add your camera to OBS and give me a, we wouldn't be in bubble zone yet, but you could do this and just give me a video feed to put in. could just add a live video feed of your dog via WebRTC. And then we could certainly set this up eventually where we could. Oh no, you have the wrong rails. Oh, what a tragedy. I'm kind of content to just watch this for the rest of my life. I think I'm going to end the stream soon, but let's just try some wallpaper roulette. See how we fare. Because that's pretty good. You got pretty good wallpaper. Oh, whenever I hit the edge, it should change wallpaper. We could do that too. We would then we'd have to have local WebSockets. Well, I can't. There's like a several second delay for the Unsplash stuff. The hot air balloons are kind of funny though. Oh, I'm swimming with the dolphins. Change wallpaper every time I hit. We can do all these things. It's just unfortunately we'd have to coordinate with the local WebSocket server to be able to run those commands. None of these are as good. Oh, ooh. I mean, the thing is, if you only care about OBS, you could already do this. Because you could already run, well, maybe not this specific thing, but close to it. But it could be. Maybe I'll build it general purpose. I mean, I'm only interested in using it for heat, but there's probably, this part could be broken out into a little library. It's so simple, and it just truly piggybacks right on top of Pier. The only thing is, I don't know, like the, yeah, oh, that was a nice one. We may get to a point, like if this did actually get widely used, where we didn't want to use Pier, and we would want to set up our own, whatever they call it, the brokering service that connects people. But yeah, it could be like kind of a general purpose weird video effects thing. Sure. Why not? Because then the idea could be kind of like, oh, you always give your video to my thing, and then chat could decide which, you know, what service got used or whatever. Like you could do stuff with heat, you could do stuff with bits, channel tokens, whatever. The problem is Kyle is going to see this and then want to do something weird with it. Like add some Buck Bunny features. One thing I definitely want to do with it, now that we can do this, is do that TensorFlow face detection stuff. And then we tried that face detection stuff 2 years ago that did not work very well. But now we can do this TensorFlow.js face detection. The one we tried earlier was not bad. Blaze face model. That one seems pretty fast. Our demo. Nah, the one we had earlier was better, I think. Wasm WebGL could be better. No. What happened? We had a better one earlier, but I should have paid attention to what it was called. Oops. I was born to be a VTuber. Because there was a pretty good one. Which one was it? Was it this friend? No, this one was the one that's not good. Oh, shoot. I guess I should have paid attention to that. I thought it would be easy to find it again. Why would I ever assume I could find something on the internet twice? Because it had good, it was actually face mesh. This one was not bad. Face mesh. My computer's gonna love this. Is it even gonna work? Oh, it was gonna work. And then I refreshed. Shoot. That's the wrong video feed. Oh, maybe I forgot that I turned on that OBS virtual camera. Maybe that's part of why my computer is on fire. Kyle, I did it. I'm a bouncing bubble. It's my dream. My dream has come true. We got problems though. Why can't I get my... I want this camera. Why can't I have that camera? This worked earlier. Anyway, we know we can do it. It's kind of weird that I can't pick the camera I want. I don't know, man. Well, but it doesn't... I thought Chrome didn't care. I thought I could use cameras across multiple Chrome tabs. Maybe that's not true. Maybe that's... I thought I did that earlier, but maybe I didn't do it earlier. OBS Ninja, add your camera to OBS. Yeah, I can have it in both. Because it's all the same process. One process can have my camera. Where is that thing? So maybe it could be just something about the way they set up their business. That's weird because I'm not even, yeah, weird. Well, if I do another browser, I'm pretty sure it definitely won't work because I'm almost certain on Windows that the camera's bound per process. But I think it's just, I mean, we can turn this off and maybe it will work. I think it technically can work. It's just maybe how they've written their nonsense. So if I close this window, we're going to lose the bounce. I'll just be frozen. Yes, great. I'm frozen. Okay. See, it's pretty freaking good. This one is pretty good. Now can I open this again and get the video back here? If we now do this. Yes, we have both. Great. It's good. You could draw all over my whole face. The thing that's just lame, that's just not ideal. You got to have the browser open. I really like the way this looks. It's just... Oh wait, I lost the video inside my... What happened? It seems unhappy. It does seem like it's fighting for control. Maybe it's something about the way this wants to bind to a texture to use it on the GPU or something. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Oh no, or I just closed the window. That's all that happened. I accidentally closed the window. Am I back? Come back. Hi, it's me. Give me a kiss. I did it. I got such a nice tiny kiss from myself. Perfect. Okay. I gotta try just one more thing, and then I think I'm done for tonight. And that thing is the following. Oh, I'm gonna be in a tiny box up here. Uh-oh. Can I not duplicate? That would be cool if I could just duplicate a source. Seems lame that I can't. Not pleased with that. Lame. Does it just keep adding sources? So here's what I don't know. Like in terms of CPU intensity, how bad is this? To have a bunch of these. Not that I would ever do this. I just... Hey, it's me again. I should have randomized the velocities, huh? And sizes. I mean, of course, we could do this in one browser with particles or whatever. We could also probably add some kind of buffer. I mean, there's no reason we couldn't build up a buffer and intentionally delay it, I guess. Just dedicate some amount of memory to have them offset. An eclipse, an eclipse, an eclipse. Okay, wasn't a very good one. Yeah, it's because I think the bulk of the work is just the... This is what I don't know, because this is 3 WebRTC connections. So does that mean I'm like encoding and sending video 3 times? I don't think it does. I think it's smarter than that. Well, I mean, I have to send it 3 times, but I don't think I'm doing work 3 times. And actually, we could just add filters to these now, right? So what if we add a filter? Yes. Okay, what's the thing? Let's remove this. We want the displacement one where you can set the time displacement mapping. We want this, and we want this, and we want this. Uh-oh. There's some kind of tiling. We do this. Very good. I guess we might want to do one of these and do some. So that's kind of cool that OBS filters just work right on this. So you could like do keying and this also. You could do, which is actually a problem with some stuff in Heat before. So that's nice. Okay, we can do a render delay here. How much of a render delay can we do? Do 5? Can only do up to 1 second, I think. No, 500 milliseconds. Wait, okay, what happened? Wait, do you have another stream? What stream? Theseus? So if you were Caleb, you would just like put that in a window. But thank you for asking. You're welcome to. What's going on with Theseus? Okay, we got a fun commercial. We should be able to, can we do, oh, the sushi dragon, not Theseus. Okay. We should be able to do what? I don't know how this works. TTV, #, the sushi dragon. Did I make this work? The video police turned on. TTV mute. Is this our dude? What are we doing over here? Oh, I see. Well, clearly Sushi Dragon needs this new tool. Wait, is this the person who's editing? Because it just looks like they're dancing. Or are they using fun tools? Are those like remote controls? Oh, that's cool. That's great. TTV big. I think we can get rid of some of these. Good thing Kyle forced me to build this thing. Oh, well, excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse me, please. I apologize. That was rude. Clear. That's cool. Oh, he has a like tech. Interesting. Do you think people using that channel would pay bits to use heat? Okay, we'll do it. We gotta do it. I just have like an actual job at the moment. That is a thing. Here's what I'm gonna do. Tomorrow, we're gonna try to finish. We're gonna try to get ready for the launch of Heat 2.0, which I think we're very close. Oh, his tech guy. Oh, interesting. Is like fully controlling OBS remotely. Interesting. So. Tomorrow we're going to try to get ready to launch. And then on Monday, I'm going to go through the stupid launch process, which means I just have to stream. I just leave my stream running until they approve it, and it can take days. And then once Heat 2.0 is up and we feel good about it and everything's all good and we document and do all the business, then we will start looking at monetizing. Heat monetizing, which I think I know how I want to do. It's kind of annoying. There's definitely going to be some dumb pieces to it, but I think we have to do it with bits, because even though you can see if people are subbed, there's no way, I think, for an extension author to get a cut of subs. I think you can only do it with bits. And I don't want to just like sell you a number of clicks, because I think that sucks and then I have to track it. I want to just have where you use bits to buy an amount of time. Like X number of bits gets you, I can use Heat for X number of seconds or whatever, hours, minutes. And the things we would have to do are we would have to know that the channel had that turned on. So we have to set up a configuration service where the channel can add that. And then it would have to go to the WebSocket. It would have to go to the back end, and it would have to get stored in the durable objects local storage, which we haven't done yet, but we can figure that out. And then we would just know if a channel was requiring bits. And then separately, we would have to augment our payload with a transaction ID to say that we were valid. We could look that up and manage it server side, but I kind of would rather just make the client do it and make the client responsible for knowing that they are valid or not. Bits make your click different. You could also do that where I could see like, I mean, you mean different as in like, the problem with that is then that means like everything built has to support that versus just saying it's on or off, like it's allowed or not allowed. Because then all, you know, if your clicks are different because you have paid, which you could do, that would have to be a bespoke experience. So I think the time limit is the way to do it, personally, I think. Oh, we could add that data. I'm just saying, like, if for the authored experiences, that means you have to author the experience to specifically look for those different fields versus just saying any experience for heat works for anybody anywhere, and you just turn on or off the ability to use it. I mean, I don't know what that would mean. You could also say that your cooldown is different. Would be another easy thing to do, is to say, like, if you paid money, you get a lower cooldown. Like maybe you can only click once per minute if you don't give bits, and if you give bits, then you get a low cooldown, whatever. You could also do stuff like that with subs, but like again, I get no cut of subs. Oh, you mean pay and do one click? I don't want to. That's like, I don't want to. I don't. At least to start with, I don't want to have to manage things at the click level. Wait, you don't like what? If you pay, your click is a banana, or you don't like the time? Because if we do like I pay and then my next click is a banana, then I have to like really be careful and care about maintaining the state of that transaction and knowing what happens and knowing that you redeemed it and all of that stuff. Whereas if it's time, I just have to look at a timestamp and it's really easy. Because the front end should never have to know. The front end should never have to like, I guess it could. You could write the front end. So that is an alternate idea. Yeah, so you could like redeem it essentially. That was a big thing with channel points, was to say like, okay, a thing got requested and we definitely redeemed it, you know, to be sure. But I guess what you're suggesting, which I could kind of see, is more like the server doesn't care. Only the individual client experiences care. And then it's the client experience's job to know that you did whatever and the data came through. Yeah, but then the client experience has to also watch all the transactions and stuff, and that stuff is a little annoying. If it truly was only for a single click, you could do that click and just include your receipt, basically. We'd have to have a way to mark it as redeemed in some way, which bits don't support the way that channel points do. Yeah, I don't think it's bad. I don't dislike it. I mean, I don't think that's a terrible idea. It's just, I guess I want the thing that is most flexible. And it feels to me like time is the most flexible, because then I don't have to, all the experiences are just the experiences and you can either use them or not. Yeah, it could be toggle. It could be truly like you pay and you get it for, I mean, it could be forever, but I think it's more like for some amount of time. But probably you want the streamer to configure that and say how long they want it to be. Like, you could say that you get it for a month or whatever, and that would be fine. Like, I'm pretty open to them saying, we got to figure out the UX of it too, of like, how do you actually Do we try to do it inside the heat window? Probably not, because then people that are just double clicking trying to scale up their window are not going to be happy. Do we show like a little flare in the corner for the overlay? If we want to try to say, like drop a quarter in. Yeah, we have work to do on it, and it feels like it would take me a couple weeks to do it and have it done well with my current workload. But I don't know, I'm not in a hurry. I mean, hot tubs may come and go, but I feel like vaguely porny content on Twitch is not going anywhere. I think. And shockingly, I thought, you know, Heat is now 2 years old, more than 2 years old. And I thought surely by now somebody would just like rip it off and actually do a good job at monetizing it or whatever, which would have been fine for me because I just didn't go through the trouble, but nobody has done it. So I'm not too worried about getting scooped. Yeah, well, I mean, Twitch was supposed to be paying me $60,000 right now to build tools for them, but that didn't happen. So I don't know how much I want to talk about that, but I will just say there was a individual who was relatively high in the company who did want to promote development and was having a really hard time making interesting things happen internally, and that's why they wanted to hire me. But that person just decided to leave the company, maybe because Twitch was so slow to move. I don't know. I mean, you could, to me, Heat should be built into Twitch. It should just be a core part of Twitch that you can touch a video. Like, it's silly to me that that's not just a integrated feature. And then you could do whatever you wanted. But you can't. Because I don't know what they do all day. I don't know what they do all day. Oh, sure. I don't know, does Zoom have an API? I don't know. But yeah, like that, I mean, I've been working on this stuff. I've been working on the you should be able to touch a video stuff since that was part of my work in grad school. At NYU, I was doing that stuff like 8 years ago now. It's kind of baffling to me. We've sort of regressed on it because there was a time that was like, does this still exist? I think this like doesn't really exist anymore. 2017. 10 years ago was when this project's just ancient now. Like the whole idea was, is somebody maintaining this now? Not so much. Was like interactive video. And this was for interactive pre-recorded video, and I was more interested in interactive real-time video, but still, it just kind of fell away. I don't know why. Seems silly. Yes, you could VNC in 2003. Yes. But I mean, as far as on the web, like on the web, having video that you can interact with, I was doing that. I mean, others were, of course, too, with like Popcorn and what was that other thing? Suddenly JS? I don't think that exists anymore. I think that's, I can't remember. Anyway, we had some way of like chroma keying like real time in the browser, which now would be way easier, of course. Like we could do a much better job of it now. What was that thing called? It was Seriously JS. Does that even exist anymore? I think it doesn't. Yeah, okay, that doesn't look very legit. Okay. Yeah, man, should be able to touch videos. Okay, I think I'm done for tonight. I have no... I have a problem with my video feed. Hello? Anybody? Hi, it's me. I'm back. And the gain got messed up. Because that's how it goes. Well, it's because my video was being used by the browser. And of course my gain gets screwed up because stuff always messes with my gain. And I hate it. I hate it. Nothing should ever touch my gain, ever. In fact, WebRTC video gain. Like, can I not? I don't want anything to, it drives me insane. Like, I'll do whatever stupid Google Meet calls all week. And every time I do that stuff, it messes with my gain. The low pass filter, that's audio. I don't know. I don't know why everything's broken. I should just, yeah, like my little my C++ thing I wrote that fixes the gain. I should just run it every 10 seconds. It's very tiny. That's not a bad idea, Binary. What tool do you use for that to make a virtual webcam? But then it would probably just mess with the gain of my virtual webcam, right? It's 9:30. What this happened? I didn't mean to stream this long. Oh, you just use OBS to do the virtual camera thing? Yeah. There's other tools for that. Okay, I'm seriously done. Thanks for hanging out. Binary C, life is yours. Kyle. I feel like we're on the start of some cool stuff. Some cooler stuff than we've done before with Yeet. And also some whatever. Hot tub money. Hot tub money? I don't know. Goodbye.